And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Good. I'm glad. How was your week?
You know, I had a great week. Oh, I forgot. Today's September the 10th.
Oh, September the 10th, yeah.
So, yeah, I actually...
Let's say the intro seemed a little short today.
I had a fun week, man. I had
That's
a getaway.
good.
I got out to California, hung out with my cousin Eric. Shout out, cuz.
Yeah,
and,
that's cool.
and Clinton. So it was a very chill time.
Awesome.
Really cool cousins. As a matter of fact, that's where I got today's flavor of the week.
Ooh, man, it's a special one, you
So
said.
this is Legacy Strains.
Okay,
This
Legacy.
is Trainwreck.
Yes, and it's a classic.
It is, and this is kind of different because normally we're all about indicas, and this is a sativa.
I've been smoking some sativas recently, actually,
Yeah.
trying to get a different high going on, yeah.
And this one will do it because this one's testing in at just like 13 percentage points shy of 30%, and it is all THC, no CBDs.
0.13 short of 30. And no
0.13.
CBD.
No
oh, man.
CBDs,
What the hell? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna try this out, and honestly, it's pretty good. It tastes really good.
You know, yeah, the test track, yeah, this was, I can say that we're gonna have a very lively show
Hell
tonight.
yeah. I'm already feeling a little light right now, man. So I know you want to reestablish a topic that we talked about last week.
Yeah, we have a couple of weeks left here. If you live in Arizona, again, if you want to oppose the tax cap, we talked about that last week. It's SB 1827. If you want to stop the attack on Prop 208, which funds our public education, that's SB 1783. And the flat tax, which we talked about, really hurts the people in the lower income bracket the most, and that's SB 1827. Go to here. You read it. I don't have my glasses.
Which
on.
one you said? SB what? Down here?
Yeah, the website.
Oh, the website. Arizona.org/invest in AZ. And then also investinaznow.com for more information. Interesting. Okay.
So
yeah.
this is the power of the people at work. Get out there and fight these legislatures that are trying to take money out of your pocket and put it at theirs.
I mean, they don't want us to go electronic, but might as well get your information electronically. That's just a click away, honestly.
Yeah.
So again, investinaznow.com or Arizona.org/investinaz. Man, there we go.
Yeah.
Or look on the hashtag, invest in AZ now.
Yes.
So, we are getting closer to our prediction, our goal that we've been waiting for.
It's
legalization, man.
To me, it's like if you're... if you're an old movie guy and you like those adventure kind of movies and somebody is hanging by a rope and one thread at a time.
And you already know what's going to happen. Yeah, the next thing. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Like, if I see something familiar in a movie, I know I'm going to call it. My brother hates it. I know my brother hates it. I don't know if my girlfriend hates it. Yeah, I do predict things in movies sometimes or try to, or shows or whatever.
Yeah. Well, to me, that's what legalization is looking like, because now, to me, another string has popped. In the United States Territories, in Guam and in the Mariana Islands section that are United States Territories, there is going to be federal hearings on marijuana legalization in those United States Territories. And that's huge significantly because they're not states, so they really can't govern themselves. They're totally subject to federal law.
But it's kind of cool that our territories are taking a step before us. Like, shouldn't they be following in our footsteps instead of moving ahead?
Well, maybe this is part of the plan, because if it can be legalized federally in the territories, why couldn't it be legalized federally in the states?
I read an article earlier that in this quarter, well, it's not over yet, but Arizona has made about $20 million out of the tax alone. In pot revenue.
Since it became recreational.
Yes, since it became recreational. That's only from medical purchases. So it became recreational, but medical people are still going out and purchasing and buying, still containing their medical cards, of course.
Right.
Like
because
we
we
still
pay
get
a cheaper tax break.
Oh shit, yeah. But even if we're paying cheaper tax, that cheaper tax is equal up to $20 million.
So let's get a full year tally, on the tax from recreational pot. That conversation hasn't been had yet.
Ooh.
But what I like about this, the topics that they're considering, for legalization is tourism, because because, again, looking at history, when recreational marijuana was legalized in Colorado and Washington, at the same time, tourism in both those states shot up. The hotel industry, the restaurant industry, revenue was coming into those states hand over fist, especially on tourism. As a matter of fact, the Colorado governor, Jared Polis, kind of joked around and was saying, hey, Texas, don't legalize, because then that's money that's not going to Texas. It's still going to Colorado.
It's still going to Colorado.
Right.
I mean, Texas is doing some dumb shit. We already know that. So,
man,
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, no, for real, though. But I mean, it's up and coming. Like, the first movement we're going to see, and what you and I have been predicting, is the banks. The banks are going to start partnering.
And that's the other part of the hearings, is that they're going to factor in the banking part of this as well. So,
time will tell. Like, man, think about when debit cards and credit cards started becoming a thing. Banks pushed with that, right? Banks were a big part of that whole credit card, debit card, electronic paying movement going on. It was foreign for a lot of people. Weed is now the foreign thing, and man, it's our cash crop. I've been saying it constantly. It's our cash crop.
And when you introduce it into the American economy, where people can start doing transactions with just a swipe of a card like they do at the grocery store.
20 million in Arizona since recreational.
Tax. So that's where we are. That hearing is going to be next week on the 14th, I believe, on Tuesday. So I believe if that date is correct. But federally, it looks like they're at least opening the door and listening. And that is a very positive thing. So keep your fingers crossed, pay attention, and again, this is industry I believe is ripe for paying yourself, because it's going to explode.
Absolutely.
Even when the banking part of this becomes legal, just to open that up, it's a foot in the door.
And you're saying pay yourself.
The floodgates.
It's Friday. It's that time.
That's right. It is. Today's payday for somebody.
Look into it if you have to. I mean, hey. I'm saying, just look at our strategy is quantity.
That's
but
right.
Play the average. So
that's right.
Do your deal. Get out there and look. Find one stock you like.
As a matter of fact,
yeah,
that merger with Harvest and True Leaf is supposed to be going through at the end of the quarter, which is the 30th of this month.
Man, this year's flying fucking by, too, honestly. But the end of this September we're excited. We're jazzed.
I'm not recommending any stock because I'm, not a professional, but I really like Harvest. I think that's a smart buy because the company being acquired, which is Harvest, is the company that makes money right away at the end of the merger.
My big hint that I've been giving on air is, remember what happened with fast food when fast food started becoming a big thing. The smaller chains got eaten up by the bigger. And there's one chain that I've been seeing. There's a few, but one chain in particular that's making large monopolized moves right now.
Yeah,
and they're not going to be the only one. So keep your eyes peeled.
But right now, True Leaf is the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Absolutely, man. It even on like the number charts, it shows I think it's like Cureleaf is right behind them, but Cureleaf is not even in the same bracket as.
So I look at it like in it's baseball season right now, right? Cureleaf is in second place, and that's a good thing, but they're like 11 and a half games out.
Yeah, they still have a few games to catch up. Yeah. It's the All-Star break or something. Yeah. No, I got you, but hey, I'm excited, man. Our future's coming.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It really is. I got something to bring up to you later on about that anyways, but
okay.
We're going to move on from our legalization. Get out there and pay yourself again.
Yes.
Again, pay yourself Fridays.
Yes.
Man. All right, so we have another big topic. I did see this, and I think it will affect my workplace and many others. There's a new mandate that was announced the other day.
Yes.
Something to do with vaccination.
Yes, and personally, I'm very happy that it finally, Joe Biden is flexing his muscle and it has implemented this policy. Mm-hmm. It's about time because we should have been over with COVID a long time ago. But,
knock on wood.
Yeah. People with their heads in the sand that don't want to listen to the truth are making the rest of us pay for it.
My brother's got his first shot scheduled, trying to tell you.
Outstanding. Man, that makes me so happy.
So, I mean,
front door's open, man.
And he's when he told me joy, but also I kept it cool. Like, I'm glad you made that decision. You know, you got to make sure you're there to support. I'm there to support, so I'm happy. Yes, but
you know,
the mandate, yes, it's kind of crazy. They're already, like we talked about in another episode or prior episode, that they're upping insurance payments if you're not vaccinated. So by another like $200. Now they're requiring this in like private businesses, you said, or large businesses with 100 or more employees or so.
Well, large businesses are already doing it. Fox News is requiring everybody to be vaccinated.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's more like the healthcare area then, right?
So basically anybody that gets government money to operate, private contractors, you know, or it's not private, government contractors.
Okay, so they get funding from the government.
They get, by definition, they have a contract. Their contract, they get paid from the federal government, your and my tax dollars.
Right.
So therefore, he has the authority as commander-in-chief to require them to be vaccinated, because if you want to get paid, you know, this is a health issue. This is not a control issue. It's not a Democrat, Republican, Martian, you know, Aquaman issue. This is a public health issue. You know, like we talked about before. I believe in the CDC. The CDC and their guidelines have kept me safe my entire life. I've been vaccinated against every major threat, contagious virus, and I'm still alive and healthy today because of it. Why now all of a sudden should I not listen?
A friend of mine told me to give a story for the Jesus pushers. They said for me, for what I've been saying as a recent, that she said the people who get vaccinations are the ones who put the sheep's blood in their door. Simple as that.
Okay, now
that
makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
Oh no! just for them to understand that the people who are vaccinated are the ones who have sheep's blood in their door right now
to
prevent
correct.
all the plague from coming in,
Our
and believing that
safe.
something that they is unforeign to them would protect them. Sheep's blood on the door. Remember? Yeah. So I mean, do what you got to do. You know. Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, it's still technically your freedoms, which again, it's not about freedom, it's about public health,
right,
are not being taken away from you, because if you still are too ignorant to get vaccinated, you don't have to. You just have to get tested on a weekly basis if you want a W-2.
And if that is that paid out of their pocket or the employer's pocket? Who's paying for
the testing?
Yeah, is the testing free? Would it be free? Would these?
It would be part of the government contract, and technically, you and I would pay for it. It would come out of our tax dollars.
That's really shitty.
Well, you know, honestly, again, I don't mind paying for something that's going to help society.
Right.
If that's what my tax dollars are going for, then they're being put to good use.
Well, I mean, if it goes towards those who medically can't get the vaccination, yes, I approve. But if it's going towards ignorance, I don't like funding that kind of stuff.
And we have said that before. Those that are medically precluded from getting the vaccine, I pray that you don't get sick. You know, I hope that the vaccine comes along soon for you. Front door's open for you too. It's not your fault.
Yeah, of course. You know, there's always the exempt. Like I've always told you, I play devil's advocate a lot, but there's always the exempt. There's always going to be. There's always going to be the opposite, man. If I say ketchup's good, there's always going to be like, man, gross ketchup. If I like ranch, gross ranch. There's always going to be the polar opposite, no matter what. And yes, sadly, there is going to be a small community or a community of people who are just never going to believe that vaccination is the way to go. But like we've talked about before, if you think of the herd mentality and you have the greater percentage outswallow the smaller percentage, make the other percentage the minority, sadly, and make them... I don't know. It sucks that it has to feel that way, but they're gonna feel the minority in this way because of their stance. But hey, it's just how it goes. Like here, like we're a very Christian country, and yeah,
don't get
roll
me
my
started.
eyes. But honestly, I'm gonna say Christians look down upon other religions as they're smaller or something because their population's smaller. But that's literally the mentality. I don't know.
It's the same mentality that started the Crusades and the Holy Wars. It's all about my religion is better than yours.
Yeah, or my belief is better than your belief. Yeah, exactly. Like, it sucks that they're gonna feel the minute of this pandemic. But if you're going to refuse to go get something that you know is actually meant for something and be, like I said, ignorant and not protect others, it's just deserved, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to have to stay inside and do online shit all the rest of your life. Hey, I mean, if that's what you're going to have to do to be anti-vax the rest of your life and not go outside because there's going to be plagues outside that you can't go out and breathe, and you got to be online for the rest of your life and be a screen, sure, be a screen.
Continue to be willfully ignorant.
Right,
I have been vaccinated since early March, and I'm fine. I haven't grown horns. My ears haven't grown pointy and green.
No, my head hasn't misshapen, nothing.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, like some crazy bullshit.
Right, I haven't caught COVID either.
Right, well, knock on wood, because now there's a mutation that you can't catch.
Well, yeah, and we've talked about that, and wow.
Anyways, I really hope it doesn't affect too many businesses, and not a lot of businesses mistreat this movement. Like, I know, I'm glad Joe's putting his foot down, but it does affect others, and those will have to adjust. Some people won't adjust. Some will lose jobs. Some will get sick. I mean, it's just how it goes. But
see, in my opinion, forcing people to get the vaccine is what is going to open up the economy, because now the more people you have vaccinated, the less people you have to worry about spreading this stuff around.
But you know how I feel about forcing people to do things, Gene.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. All right, because here's the thing. Why do you have a seatbelt in your car?
To protect yourself. There are willfully ignorant people who don't
No. The reason you have a seatbelt in your car is because it's federally mandated. The federal government has mandated private car companies, for the safety of Americans, to put seatbelts in the cars.
Okay.
Because that is the role of government, remember, to enact laws that promote the general health, safety, and welfare of its citizens.
Yeah, so that's promoting.
That's what this vaccine is doing.
Okay, and that's, again, like I understand, it's not forcing people to put seatbelts on. It's like, look, there's a seatbelt in the car, and guess what this is for? You have the right to choose to use it or not.
Except you can get ticketed now if you don't have it on.
Yeah, but some people are still willfully ignorant to not wear it. Like I said, man. But anyways. We got another topic that's been, wishy-washy for us as of recent. It's the refugee talk. Like, it comes and goes. We've been record breakers, yes, but we also have been, we've had rough talks about it too. Now, I want to bring up kind of a conversation I had with a friend of mine that it's affecting kind of his county, his area where he lives. He said the population about 13,000 or whichever, but he said there have been about 10,000 Afghans that were moved over there as refugees.
Okay.
But we talked about before on other shows that the people who are refugees are going to be receiving money for housing and such, whichever, from the government, so they can move in and live and find places and whichever, right? Eat food. But that is, I would say they'll probably get some cash, because remember, they're being displaced from their country because they helped Americans fight the war that we wanted. Right.
So,
yeah.
It's like, again, I don't want to hear anything negative about somebody that's going to mistreat refugees, because they helped us and now they need to be welcomed.
Right. It's not necessarily mistreating refugees. It's his story came from that the shelves that they have at the local stores are empty due to the increase in population. Now, it sounds more like a local, like, state government issue more than anything. Is that the same thing, local and state, or are those separate also? Just like federal and state. Okay,
so I say let's take a step back and look at the whole picture instead of oh my God, there's nothing on the shelves and pointing fingers, because that solves nothing.
Right.
So let's look at the big picture. If you know as a city or county or jurisdiction that you're going to have an influx of 10,000 people, people are going to know about it. They're not going to magically show up. This isn't SpongeBob. Busloads of anchovy aren't going to swarm the Krusty Krab, right?
Oh my God, yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the whole reason the Chamber of Commerce exists, is to make sure that businesses thrive.
Gotcha.
And put them in a position to do so. So if 10,000 people are coming, to me, it's poor planning within local government,
so,
whether it be
that's
the city or county. Or
that's what he said, local government. That was his complaint, where
Yeah.
it mainly came from. He's not necessarily just the influx of refugees, but like more of just like they weren't prepared for the influx of refugees, is what it sounds like. Their county is what he said. So like, yeah, it sounds like a local thing. So
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And to me, I look at it as the silver lining in the issue that's going to create some jobs. They're going to need people to stock the shelves and transport the commerce to the store to restock the shelves and make sure that the people have enough to live on and sustain a life.
Right. The economy is going to thrive, but you got to have enough. You got to have enough to mass the quantity. They got to stock up and be ready for that. And like it didn't sound like they were ready for that part.
And again, somebody dropped the ball somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, because again, you knew they were coming.
Right.
You planned for them to stay someplace.
Yeah.
When people stay someplace, they have to have food in there and toilet paper and towels and clothes. And you know what you need in your house to live. So you know what you need to have and how much of it. Somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And I would say he's absolutely right. And there's a million reasons why.
Yeah. It could go anywhere, in any different direction.
But that's where I would definitely start.
That was just something I wanted to bring up, because like, yeah, we're going to have an influx of people coming in. Like, how do places get prepared? Because they're not just going to join into major cities and be able to afford like apartment complexes, you know what I mean? They're going to go to the smaller populated areas.
And that's what city engineers and city planners are there for. Why you have what you call civic engineers that are supposed to there to design neighborhoods and traffic and how the flow of commerce gets in and out that's most profitable to businesses in the area. That is their entire purpose.
Gotcha.
So if you want that's exactly the place to start on this issue.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, it's just a mystery to me. Like I didn't know too much about smuggling. Not smuggling, bringing refugees in. I don't know what it is. I haven't been into this kind of.
Again, I'd say they've been displaced.
Yes,
so,
and they need to find a place to go. Where would they go?
As far as I'm concerned, we're doing exactly what we're supposed to do.
And absolutely,
we are a country of immigration. Bring us your tired, you're hungry, you're, tired people huddling for freedom and shit, whatever it says on the Statue of Liberty.
Absolutely. Welcome to America. Come learn some things. Come
and teach us what you know.
Yeah, exactly. I've preached that forever. Hey, you gotta learn from our neighbors, man.
Right.
We gotta learn from them. All right.
We all have something to learn. That place of superiority, we just need to stop coming from there.
That honestly, we really do, and that's what will make will help the world turn. It really would help the world go around.
Again, we talked about it last week. It's the biggest mistake that the United States has tried to do is use the military for diplomatic purposes. That's not what it's for. That's why we have a State Department.
It's like mine's bigger than yours kind of mentality.
Yeah,
no, that's not how you do it.
And the arms dealers get rich.
Yeah, of course they do. Right.
Yeah.
Shit. So, I think it's time, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. You roll it off, man.
Okay, well, my dumbass of the week this week is, and I hate to say it, man, because this dude's been like one of my idols, athletically.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. I'm sorry, but you got to be my dumbass of the week.
Oh, shit, okay, what happened?
So, last week it was De La Hoya, but, he caught the COVID and had to drop out of the fight, right?
Damn, yeah.
And he's 48, so I think it's a much better idea for 58-year-old Evander Holyfield to step into the ring with Victor Belfort, who won. I'm not trying to say your skills are diminished, but the man knows how to fight. I'm sure he will get a punch in. And at 58 years old, I don't want to see what that feels like.
So we talked about last week. I said something about De La Hoya being older and possibly still being able to be trained well and such. But I mean, an older fighter now to replace De La Hoya, holy shit!
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Evander is still in shape. The dude is a specimen.
And like I said, I brought up Tyson last week.
Father Time is undefeated, man.
We've talked about that.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't get in the ring with him,
No.
But and I think I'm in pretty good shape for my age, and I'm only 3 years older than he is. But I'm not going to get in the ring with anybody.
No. No, my boxing years are over.
Done.
Done.
I learned a long time ago I didn't want to get punched in the face for a living. So.
No, of course.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you, Evander, but man, rethink this. Please. I'm sorry. You got to be my dumbass of the week.
Hey, it is what it is. Mine, I think I've used already, but I'm gonna recycle this one. I'm gonna pull it out of the trash and talk about it. Blizzard Entertainment, Activision. You're my dumbass of the week for me. They've been releasing, it's kind of like a nerd content thing, but they've been releasing our new plans for the game coming out and things we're going to do for you guys. It's all things that we've asked for years ago. Years and years ago. New features for races that have been around forever. Like, we get to do this for free now, which they've already said in the statement beforehand. They're just kind of restating things that they said they've had plans for to begin with. So it's all false placebo things to try to get their numbers to come back up, which have been halved since their scandal, and I'm pretty sure it's still going on. I haven't heard it end yet.
Again, so to me that means as a business, now you decided that you're going to do it when you've had the time, the capability to do it for how long, and have chosen not to, and why?
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm enjoying my time on New World, a new game that's coming out that Amazon's producing. We've talked kind of a little negative on Amazon a little bit, but
yeah,
I mean, it's better than Blizzard for right now. They're not harassing women; they just don't let people go to the bathroom. So
yeah, they definitely have the plantation going on.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's hard to find a game that doesn't have that kind of multi-million-dollar company backing that has flaws, because all these multi-million-dollar companies have their own flaws in any way, shape, or form. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
So I mean, I like to play games. I don't consider myself a gamer, but that's why one of the games I like to play is I hope I can say this, Sid Meier's Civilization Revolution, because it's Sid Meier. It's about your civilization and you never hear anything negative about Civilization and the product they put out.
No,
I have it on my PlayStation and I have it on my laptop. So I mean, I played 2 different versions of the game. I like it that much.
Go. I mean, it's a good game. It's been around forever.
Yeah,
it's an OG. That's awesome. I didn't know you played that. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, again, Blizzard, you're my dumbass of the week. Like, thank you for giving us something now that I'm no longer paying for, that I'm not going to be experiencing, that I've asked for years. So, yeah, it's over. The relationship is done. Broken up. It sucks.
Deuces.
My girlfriend's been trying to get a mount. It's a llama in the game forever, and they actually put that in the notes of update that one of the new bosses in the game is going to drop that mount now instead of going through the special stuff. She's like, why now? I'm like, bae, no, sorry.
The proof is in the pudding.
Hey, they're just trying to bait you in, babe. They know that you want this llama, so man,
keep your llama.
Yeah, keep your pixel llama. Oh man, but anyways, man, football started this week. The Cowboys lost a big one the other night. I didn't watch any highlights of it whatsoever because, like I've said the other week, football hasn't been hyped up enough for me to be able to remember that's going on right now.
I'm an old man now,
yeah.
And my take on football has changed over the years. I can watch a game and enjoy it because I understand the sport. I used to play it. I used to coach it.
Same. Well, not coach it, but my dad understood it and taught us little things about it when we would watch. So, yeah. My dad played.
It's nothing more than gladiator sport.
Yeah.
You get people out there to run into each other as fast as they can and hurt each other, and there's always somebody to go in and step in there and take on your place, like a cog in the wheel, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So just for me, it's not worth it for me to give my money to support that kind of thing. So that's why I've kind of like, if I go someplace and the game is on, I can watch it, but I generally don't have a game on here at home.
I don't even have cable TV, so couldn't tell you. Alrighty, well, it sounds like it's time to wrap it up. What a good show today, man. Hey.
This was really good, and I really love the train wreck.
This train wreck is good.
I'm glad I'm not driving.
I'll be taking some time. I got a rooster to wake me up before I get going. But, I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
This is Hanging with Uncle.
Thank you very much.
Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Spotify.
Facebook.
Yeah,
we're trying to get out there.
We're getting there, man.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.